Welcome, everybody, to the next episode, episode 2 of the Step 1 podcast, where we help you take your first step or your next steps in business and in life. And I'm with the multi-million-dollar serial entrepreneur and dear friend, James Levins. Welcome to the show, my friend.
What's up, brother?
I'm going to do a quick intro for everyone who has not met you in just a second here, but we got some ground rules to dive into here. So before we dive into introducing my guest and some absolutely incredible content, here's the first step to dominating your week. Knowledge is nothing without implementation. It's just entertainment. So please make sure you take some notes today and go out there and make it your best week. Because listen, knowledge without implementation is just entertainment. It's just the start of delusion. You want to make sure you're working on that. Number 2, prepare for some questions for the Q&A session. If you're on the live streams or if you're on the Zoom call, make sure you take some notes. Make sure you write down some questions. Put it down in the chat box or put it in the comment section down below. We're going to make sure we jump into that. And last but not least, be sure to invite some friends. Share this with your loved ones because everyone's going to jump through a freaking wall after they listen to this podcast. This is going to be a great one. So right into James Levin. James Levin, man, you are not only a dear friend. I mean, the way we got introduced is freaking crazy, but James is a serial entrepreneur and has been since he was a young kid. Today, James has bought and sold thousands of vehicles. He's an avid real estate investor. He's a top income earner in the network marketing world. And he's also now the owner of Infome, which we'll dive into a little bit later on, which is the greatest network marketing tool, or greatest networking tool you'll ever see. He's also the founder of the Be the Best You movement. James also speaks at a bunch of, he speaks at a bunch of events, inspiring a bunch of the youth today so they can also become the best versions of themselves. So again, James, thank you for being on the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for you, man. You know, it's come a long way. You know, you're still a baby in my eyes. I'm like your dad, but I've watched him grow like this.
Not physically.
Not physically. Yeah, me neither. That's all good though. We make up for it in other ways, brother.
That's for sure.
But I'm proud of you, man. Thanks for having me on today.
Thank you, man. Well, look, you've definitely been an inspiration to me in a multitude of facets, and I definitely want to dive into your story. I mean, I've heard it 100 times, but please enlighten the guests or the people listening today. Who is James Levins? Rewind the clocks a little bit. I want to hear about you growing up and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll start where I'm today just for a brief moment because I'm excited about it. You know, I'm one of 6 kids. We're the real life Brady Bunch, but very happily married parents. We're all entrepreneurs, man. We all own our own companies. So very blessed. We're a very close family. Very thankful for that. I have a gorgeous fiance named Melissa. Very blessed because she came into my life. She's a studette entrepreneur, rock star, and definitely a motivator for me. And I will save not the best for last because I love everybody, but I will say, you know, my favorite little girl, man. I'm a proud dad of a 21-month-old. Or I will save the best for last because Alyssa can agree with me. She's amazing in our lives. But baby Alexandra Grace, we call her baby Alex, came into our life July 13th, 2019. And it's been an amazing journey ever since. It's pretty cool being a dad and watching her grow up. So that's where I am today. But it all started, you know, back in the day, man, entrepreneur since diapers and just excited about life. You know, I always tell everybody, if you want to be happy in life, surround yourself with amazing people that lift you up. And I'm blessed that you know, it was part of my family growing up, man, the Levins family. And my parents used to always tell us that you can achieve anything in life as long as you believe yourself and never give up. So I took that philosophy since I was a kid, 12 years old, you know, started a goal. I wanted a horse when I was a kid, which sounds kind of funny these days, in this day and age, but I wanted a horse and my parents wouldn't just give it to me. They made me work for it. They said, go out and figure out how to afford it and you can get one. Started a paper route and started just growing that and developed a huge paper route, over 250 papers at 12 years old. And I hit a bunch of adversity. You know, I was little. If you think I'm little now, I was like 2'6" back in the day carrying all them things. But hit adversity, but long story short, I never gave up, kept rocking, and ended up buying a horse. That was my first big goal I made. And then get into high school. You know, I'll admit right now, I was the worst student ever. I wasn't the best student academically, but I respected my teachers. I respected my elders like my parents taught me to. But Henry, I just didn't care about being there, man. I didn't want to be there. I was an entrepreneur. So they couldn't teach me what I wanted to learn because they didn't have what I wanted in life. Nothing wrong with school teachers. I praise you. Especially today, I praise you, school teachers. But for me personally, you know, I wanted to learn business. I want to learn how to be an entrepreneur and that kind of stuff. So in high school, man, I'm not proud of it, but it made me the man I am today. I almost failed out of high school. And when I do my speeches, I always say, you know, I graduated 5th in my class and people clap and say, wow. And I go, hold on, let me finish. I graduated 5th from the bottom of my high school class. And I almost didn't graduate. And you know what? I'm not proud of that, but I learned a lot. Whole point of the story about high school is, you know, people didn't really believe in me besides the people I was close to. And there were people that told me I never amount to much in life, bro. And they just told me that because I didn't follow the traditional way of growing up, go to school, get good grades, go to college, get in debt, get a job, pay your bills, hate your life, and then you die. That's how life should be, people say, which it shouldn't be. People told me if I didn't follow that way of growing up, I wouldn't be successful. Well, I didn't listen to them. And I started a moving company in high school. And, I sacrificed, bro. I didn't go out on the weekends sometimes. I worked, I left my school at 11:30 a.m. At 11:31, I just started my moving jobs and didn't get home till at night. And, it's okay because it was my own thing. I was building it. And, I became successful. I built that company up pretty big, man. And I don't have to prove people wrong. I just got to prove myself right that anything's possible. And don't listen to people that don't have what you want. And that was high school. And then just growing up, entrepreneur since then, bro. And, every single time I don't hit my goal, every single time it takes me longer, I never fail. And understand this, success tip here. You're never a failure if you don't hit your goal in life, if you don't achieve what you want, unless you sit in the corner, you cry, why me, and you don't learn from it. I never fail. I learn from every mistake I've ever made in my life, bro.
I love that.
And yeah, man, here I am today, bro. That's my my early years.
I love it. I mean, it's funny because I feel like you and I have had such a similar, high school or call it school year experiences. I mean, I hated school too. I didn't know I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just knew that whatever was going on wasn't for me. Yeah. So I get that loud and clear. It's interesting. So like, what was that first thing that got you into entrepreneurship? Like what made like this click? Like, was it, was it the money? Was it just the freedom of it? Like, what was that little thing?
The answer is yes. The answer is all of the above. I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I wanted goals. I had goals that I wanted to set. The problem with getting a job, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. Everything today is open, right? There's nothing wrong with having a job if it's for you, if you love it, if you enjoy it. The problem I had was if I have a goal at the end of the day and it's expensive or it's hard to get to, whatever, I added up all the time and the dollar amounts that a job could pay me, and it would take me 10 years to do it. So as an entrepreneur, you could have multiple streams of income. You set your own destiny.
Absolutely.
And that's why a lot of people have issues becoming entrepreneurs, because I will say laziness kicks in. It's easy to become lazy as an entrepreneur because you don't have to wake up and go to that job to clock in. So you got to wake up on your own schedule, which I know this dude wakes up at like 3 a.m. and he goes to bed at 2:30 a.m., which is crazy, but you have to create your own schedule. And back for me, yeah, it was time freedom. It was setting my goals and crushing them quicker than adding up all my hours every week saying, all right, it's going to take me 6.5 years to get this thing. So yeah, I love it, man. Since day one, I want to be an entrepreneur.
I get that. So then what drove you to why a moving company? And then what was the next step after that?
So I love it, man. So the moving company kind of came about. I had an 85 Chevy S10 pickup truck that I paid $800 for. And junior year in high school, I had this guidance counselor that told me pretty much, not in these terms, that I'd be a freaking loser all my life because I wasn't going to college and all that kind of stuff. And I just, I said, okay, that's your opinion, sir. I appreciate that. Well, he asked me, he said, do you want a family when you're older? I said, I love my family. Of course I do. Do you want a house, a nice house? I said, yeah, I definitely want a nice house. Do you want a nice car when you're older? I said, I know what kind of car I want. It's on my wall. I envision it every day when I wake up. It's a white Porsche 911. I want a freaking Porsche, and I'm going to get one. He looked at me like, yeah, right. Good luck, kid. I hope your truck doesn't break down.
How old are you in this?
I was 16.
Okay.
16 years young. And that day I went home and I told my parents. My dad said, James, not screw that guy, because my dad's very respectful. But he said, hey, they have their own opinion. That's their opinion. What you do with it is up to you. We support you. If you want to buy a Porsche 911 when you're older, or anytime, you're absolutely going to do it. The next day, bro, my dad bought me a keychain. It's in my bag. My dad bought me a keychain that was a Porsche keychain. He said, put this on the keychain of your 85 Chevy S10 pickup truck. And every day when you're driving to that job that you don't feel like doing because you're a kid and you want to go to the parties, envision yourself driving that Porsche 911. And I sacrificed, but I built a huge moving company in high school. And 11 months later, I pulled up senior year in high school down New Falls Road, went right in spot number 183, backed that baby in a white Porsche 911. And the first thing I did, I walked in and I thanked that guidance counselor. People said, hey, James, is that your Porsche outside? I said, you're damn right it is. They freaking searched my locker for drugs, bro. They thought I was a drug dealer. But anyway, yeah, that's why, that was I started the moving company just out of a whim because, I knew I wanted a Porsche. I already had the truck. I was already delivering furniture as a hobby. So I decided, I committed, and I took it to the next level.
I love that, man. So it's so funny because I feel like when people start businesses, especially when they're young, you don't have any of these bad habits. You don't have this mindset that's saying that it's not possible. You don't even think about the cost that it's going to take to do it because you figure it out. You figure it out with with no budget. But when you were starting your business or even the businesses you have today, which again, I really want to dive into so people, have a really incredible understanding of what you're doing now. But what are like the first couple things when, if you're talking to like your younger self, right? Well, we're like, it just use that as an example. What was like the first couple things you were doing? Because look, you weren't moving everything. You had to hire people. Were you scared of hiring people? You had to buy a truck. Yeah. Right. I mean, like you just kind of went for it.
Yeah. So the moving company, it's funny, man. The moving company just I had a truck. My brother was a furniture delivery salesperson or a furniture salesperson at a furniture store. Yep. I used to just sit up there hanging out with my big brother and all the friends, the salespeople. And a woman came out and said, "Hey, I'll give you $50 if you bring this love seat to my house about 3 miles away." I said, "Okay." Well, I started doing it as a hobby. So the whole point of the story, when I decided to get my goal, so you need an end result. Like, what's your end result? It could be anything. You can change it anytime you want. But with me, my end result, I wanted that Porsche 911, man. I wanted it now. So what I did was I said, okay, I already have the platform set up. I already have a little bit of what I want to do, and I already have the truck. I didn't go out and buy a brand new F-250 Super Duty. I had an $800 truck that was capable of putting a furniture piece in the back and driving it, okay? You build up once you create income. The problem is success tip. People go out and spend $300 million to look great, which is good to have an image, but you go broke. If you don't have a good month, you're broke, right? So I had that truck. I went to Vistaprint, okay, before InPhone, by the way, plug. I went to Vistaprint and not even Vistaprint, Staples, and got a bunch of paper business cards made. And I went in to all the local furniture stores, and I said, I'm the largest moving company on the East Coast. Meanwhile, I got an 85 S10 pickup truck outside. I said, I'll pay referrals for every moving job you give me. So yeah, I hired people. My brothers helped me. My family helped me. My friends, I would pay them to help me. And dude, I just set the goal. I came up with the game plan of if I can do X amount of deliveries per day and then weekend, it will result in X amount. If I end up buying another truck, then I can scale that much bigger. So next thing you know, I'm buying another truck and buying another truck. And next thing you know, now you have a company. Was I scared? Of course I was. But honestly, I learned, man. Like, I screwed up some people's walls with these couches. They were heavy. I'm little, but I can lift some stuff. And I learned what to do and what not to do. And then I learned what to charge, what these people were willing to pay. What is a client willing to pay? Yeah, man, big learning lesson, bro.
I love that, man. So then, okay, you crush it with the moving company. And then what happens and how does all of a sudden Stream fall into your life?
Yeah, Stream. Wow, that was cool. So actually, let me back up a second here. So Stream came in my life for a reason. I love cars. I love cars all my life. I've used to buy them and sell them behind my parents' house and my family's house. I used to love just taking a car that looked like, not the nicest car, detailing and making it nice and then selling it for a profit. So I wanted to take it to the next level. So I met a gentleman, self-made multimillionaire. You'd never know it though. He didn't dress really nice like you. He dressed like me in a t-shirt, right? Which is good, guys. Take some success tips from him. Look how good he looks.
Dress for success.
Dress for success, man. Yeah, everybody has their own definition of success. I dress in a t-shirt because I'm comfortable, but he dresses to the tens. So I met a gentleman, self-made millionaire, multimillionaire. He used to buy and sell cars as a wholesaler. So here's a success tip for everybody, okay? If you want to achieve success in something, don't go ask some broke freaking loser on how to become successful, okay? Find somebody that has done it. Ask them if they will sit down and have a dinner with you or lunch. You always buy the lunch, okay? Scrape money together. And ask them, how did you do it? What did you do wrong? What did you do right? What can I learn from you? So I told him, I said, I want to do what you do. And you know what he told me? No, you don't. It's this job sucks, I said, hey, I love cars. I want to buy and sell them. So I worked for him. He took me under his wing, and I would just buy and sell cars for him for free. This is the problem with the world today, man. What's in it for me?
Yep.
You know what's in it for you? Rip that paycheck up. You don't deserve it.
Experience.
You're getting paid with freaking knowledge and experience.
Absolutely.
So I worked for free for him, flipping cars. He tried to give me money. I'm like, keep it. I learned how to do this. So next thing you know, we take that company, man. We're doing like 100 cars a month, I think it was at the time. And 4.5 years later, we're doing over 500 cars a month, man. We scaled. We would go into places and say, hey, let's build a relationship with you. Let's not just go in and get a one pick here and there. Let's build a relationship. This is the problem, again, with a lot of people is what they do is they just go in and want. They never build a relationship. Who are you? So build the relationship and the business will come. So fast forward, dude, 4 or 5 years after that. And in 2010, I'm burnt. I'm burned out. You know, it's crazy. I was single, no kids, and working 7 days a week in the car business. You know, we were doing all those cars. It was crazy. But I learned a lot. And network marketing fell into my life, man. My brother Chris was in a networking group, and this young dude from Texas came up named Ryan Morris. And he said, hey, we could teach you guys to make money, you know, off of energy bills. And my brother blew him off. And next thing you know, another woman said, how do you do that? And, you know, my brother ended up connecting with this guy, Ryan, and learned about it. And he called me and he's like, hey, man, I just met a guy from Texas who said we might be able to make some money on deregulation. I go, what the hell's deregulation? I had no idea what it meant. I don't care. I'm a car guy. So long story short, Ryan and my brother partnered up. And then I kind of just got involved to kind of shut my brother up because he kept bugging me about this thing. I met Ryan. And again, it goes back to Ryan had success in the network marketing industry. So when all these idiots were telling me it's never going to work, you're an idiot for doing it, you have your comfort zone in the car business, they didn't have what I wanted. I saw Ryan as successful in the industry, and I said, will you teach me what to do? Now, here's what I did. If he would say, do this, I would do it times 5. See, people say, go do this and it'll be successful. Well, I want more than that. I want more success than that. So whatever he told me to do, I did it. Now, don't forget, I'm still working full-time in the car business. I'm sacrificing. Between every minute I had free, I would work my network marketing business. And not to say, look at me, but I became the fastest in company history to hit the top, man. It took me 9 months to hit the top level. And I learned from that. I taught a lot of people that anything's possible in life, right? If you set a goal, come up with a game plan, don't listen to people that don't have what you want. Surround yourself with amazing people that are lifting you up, and you can crush your goals. That's 10 years ago, bro, that I started in the network marketing industry. Wow. Very, very blessed. I met some amazing people in the industry. I have more personal development you could ever imagine. Well, besides you have so much personal development that you've learned, but I've learned so much, and I'm very blessed that came into my life at the right time.
So I want to dive into that for a second, because just like real estate, so many people dive into network marketing, call it for the money, call it for the freedom, whatever you want to, whatever you want to call it. But so many of them, and I think it's even worse, maybe in network marketing than is real estate, but it's pretty damn close, where it's like almost like a, they call it the 80-20 rule. I think for our industries, it's almost like a 90-10, if not a 95-5. I want to know, in your opinion, what is the difference between a top earner and an average earner? What are the few qualities of them?
Yeah. Work. You ready for this? Now I'm gonna talk some smack here. Okay, I'll talk smack about real estate too.
We're gonna do that. We'll do both.
Let me do this first. Let me do real estate first, really quick, and we'll get into it later. This is the problem with real estate. Ready? People get fired from their jobs, their corporate jobs, or they're sick of them. They take an early retirement, and either they go in the car business and become car salespeople, or they say, let me get my real estate license. And I say this with love, but don't waste your freaking time, because if you're not willing to get that you act like, let me get my real estate license. And then, 3 million people are going to say, can you please sell? No, you sell your aunt's house and your grandmother's house, and you'll never sell another house again. Compare that to network marketing. You're working your 9 to 5 where you hate your life every day. When you're driving to work in your car, you want to hit the freaking median so you don't have to go to work, okay? This network marketing comes into your life, and here's the problem with people that are in network marketing. Do you want to make 100 million and get rid of your entire boss and all this and all that? No, it's not possible unless you work your ass off, right? So network marketing, people join, and there's a cost to it, because like business, how much does it cost to get your real estate license these days? Thousands.
Yep.
And 80 hours or so in a class and all this kind of stuff. So network marketing, you buy in, and then you have to learn your product, your service. You learn it, and then fast forward and keep working. And guess what? It just might work, but it might not work. I know people that have been in for 5 years, and they made $60 in 5 years, and they're still grinding. Then they hit a runner and they partner with that person, and they become very successful, man. But people give up. So the whole point of the story is network marketing. The difference between people that are successful and not is when you get in the business, you think just because you put your credit card out to buy that one, buy-in, you become a multimillionaire. If you don't put in, because I ask people, how many hours do you put in a week at your job? They go 40. I said, okay, how much do you make a year? They say 30 grand. I say, what makes you think you're going to make 30 grand a year in network marketing unless you put in more than 40 hours a week in network marketing, right? So you got to put it to work. And when people say, oh, I tried one of those network marketing companies, they don't work. I go, no, you just didn't work. You didn't work. Don't blame the company because you didn't become successful.
So true.
So yeah, man, but you got to put the work in, set your goal. And most important, find your mentor. find a mentor, ask them how they did it. In network marketing, they'd be happy to. It's called an upline. Find them and say, how do I become successful? Whatever they tell you to do not go to sleep until you do it times 5.
I love that. I mean, it's funny because like, I've been a part of several network marketing companies, and I always just did it because my friends were in it. And, you get pitched this crazy story making 100 million, like you said.
Yeah.
And
nice.
I mean, the idea sounds great, but obviously I didn't put in the work. I always just focused on whatever else I was doing. And it wasn't until I found this company that I'm with now that I really found it to be like a, something that I feel like it just added to my life instead of almost taken away. And it allows me to build exactly what you're trying to say. So I think that's super powerful. But a question about network marketing, and I'm sure you get this a lot.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays with the amount of social media and all these other, social media platforms and the internet, there's a weird stigma about network marketing.
Yeah.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you had $1 every single time you heard that, you'd be an even more wealthy man.
It'd be awesome.
But I mean, what is your 2 cents on it? When people, why is there this weird stigma about it?
It's not a pyramid. It's an upside down pizza because I love pizza. You know what I mean? If you flip it, pyramid, life's a pyramid, guys. And I used to have to sit there till I'm freaking blue in the face and talk about this pyramid, all this and people would come up to me and go, "Oh, that's one of those pyramid schemes." I'm like, "What's that?" I would question them because here's the deal. Again, people have never done it. My dad, I love my dad more than anything. My dad told me, don't do that. Don't do network marketing. I've heard bad things about it. I love my dad. My dad's never done it. He's never done it. He has a negative outlook on it because people told him, right?
Yep.
So here's the deal. People come up and say all the time, it's negative, it's negative. No, it's freaking genius. Any company, and I'm not just talking about mine. I'm talking about any company. If you're in the network marketing industry and you offer a good product or good service. Now, let me say this. There are bad companies out there that screw people, but there's bad companies for any industry, right?
100%.
So if you get with a good company that has a good product for your clients, right, it's awesome when you want it to be awesome. Now, the negativity that comes into it is, well, if you go in, the only way you make money is if you get other people to do this and this and this. And I sit there, I go, so what does that mean? They go, only the people at the top make all the money. And my answer is not, it's, well, then you better get to the top as quick as you can. Because what's the top in every industry? They make all the money because they work their freaking asses off to get where they are today, right?
Been doing it a long time. Yeah.
So when I get the negative stuff, I question the person. I say, why do you say that? Why do you say it's negative like that? Because they've heard. I go, well, let me teach you somebody. I've been in for 10 years and I've learned nothing but positivity in this industry, And as far as people that, you have to get people to make money and stuff, I think that's genius. It's called leverage. My sister's a hairstylist. She's unbelievable. I said, and she's the best hairstylist in Lori Levins. Look her up. She's amazing, right? So I would say, Lori, you can do the power with your own 2 hands cutting hair, but imagine getting paid 100% of what you do like right now, or would you rather 1% of 100 stylists around the country getting paid that way? She chooses number 2 all day long. It's called freedom and leverage, right?
Absolutely.
So the last thing I'm going to say about network marketing is this. Instead of advertising on a billboard, instead of advertising on social media, which is still good, for your business, network marketing is a genius. It's a friend telling a friend. It's relationship.
Absolutely.
Just like real estate should be, just like anything. So I have a good client that comes in because I support the product. I love the product and I'm sharing it with you.
Yep.
And I get paid. So stop talking negative about network marketing until you know what you want.
100%. And I love that so much because it's truly how I've built my real estate business. It's like everything, I've built up I call them a VIP list, people who know me, like me, trust me, and want to continue to refer me. It's the same exact thing in network marketing. And it's like, what's the easiest way to build a company where you have the lowest overhead? Now, basically treating like a network marketing company where you have a bunch of free salespeople who are pitching you all day long. And it's just I love your mindset on that. I think it's amazing. Let's flip things over a little bit. We're talking about how ridiculous the economy is right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Things are so uncertain like never before. And obviously there's a lot of people making a lot of money and there's a lot of people struggling right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this from 2 different angles.
Sure.
How are you looking at the economy from your current position as an investor? Like, what are you doing with your money right now? Like, if you're talking to, again, it's just a bunch of us who each, all the same playing field, income wise. I'm trying to say, like, what are you doing with your money right now? I'm trying to learn from myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously like me, I have a couple companies, man. So I'm investing back into my own companies. You know what I mean? You want to make your companies the best, right? So take this time. The economy's crazy right now, dude. The life is crazy. The world's crazy, right? So obviously there's, what you should do? What's that coin I was just talking about? Everybody put all your money in that coin.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, I freaking sold it at 37 cents like a dummy. Now, don't put all your money in that. Listen to Elon Musk. Don't listen to me. So I'm an idiot. I sold it. But anyway, so, find something that you love. If you love crypto, if you love the stock market, I love real estate. My brother's a mogul in real estate, dude. He's unbelievable what he does. He's flipping so many freaking houses. He's a machine. And I sit in the background and I'm like, this is the best industry ever. But you got to be careful because again, it's so hot right now. It might not be a good time, right, to buy at the top of the market. So be careful. But I would just say invest in yourself. Okay. So take your money. Okay. Whatever you have, invest in yourself. Like listen to this kid right here. I call him a kid. He's a lot younger than me. I literally look at him and he spends hundreds of thousands of dollars on personal development. Personal development. What does that do? It's not just saying, hey, I want to show up at that cool place so I could be around a bunch of crazy people. It's he's building his mindset of what he can do in the future. So personal development helps you build a different brain, a different mindset. And then obviously going back, I'm reinvesting in my companies because I want to be the best. I know I'm the best and I'll always be the best. And again, people will say, well, how are you compared to other people? I'm not in those other companies. I don't own those other companies. I own my company. So here's the deal with you guys. When you say, what's the competition? I don't have any competition. I appreciate other people in my field, but they're not me. So I don't care. I have blinders on. So reinvest in yourself. If you have money sitting there, do personal development, spend the money, get a mentor. Again, I don't care how great you are in life. This is the problem with people. They get too confident and cocky. They never want to learn anymore. I'm too good. I'll never be too good. There's always, always, always somebody that's doing one step ahead of you. Find that person, pay them the money, and freaking learn how to do it. You can go online. You can do whatever. But I would just say, I don't want to give anybody advice on where to invest money because obviously when they lose it, they'll call me and bust my stones. You know what I mean? But I would just say wherever you feel most comfortable, get with somebody that's had success and say, hey, this is the latest and greatest. But be careful, okay? Be careful. Do not invest money you can't afford to lose.
100%.
That's number one.
100%. I love that. And it's funny. So like, so much of that I can relate to, man. It's like, I've learned that it's just me against the man in the mirror. It's me against the potential that I have. That's all I see. And it's funny that the more and more I get into self-development, the more and more I grow as an individual, the more pissed I get at the man in the mirror. Cause it's like, I'm coming for you.
That's great.
I get so jacked up now. If, ever catch me by myself and looking at the mirror, I'm just so jacked up. I'm like, I'm coming for you, man. Cause it's just me in 10 years and I'm just so jacked up to get there. But I love the invest in yourself part. And listen, that is always, always, always money that can't be taken from you.
Yep.
Warren Buffett said that, the one thing they can't take away from you is your wisdom. Yeah. And a lot of people don't invest enough in themselves. And I think that's it's like, and like you were talking about it, what came to my mind, when you're investing in your mind, it's like building your mind muscle. Right. And everyone goes, I want to lift more weight. You got to practice. You got to build up the muscle, right? It's the same thing. If you want to earn more money, you got to build the mind muscle. You got to invest time, energy, and effort into building your mind up because you're not going to be able to lift more weight mentally. You're not able to make more money without your mind being there. You have a financial thermostat. And if you don't raise that thermostat, you're going to be stuck there the whole damn time.
Oh, I love that.
So I think that's, it's one thing for a lot of you. If you have not taken the time to invest in you, this is the time.
Yeah.
So I love that, man. I think that's so freaking important. Listen, and again, this is more of a thing for me just because I'm trying to understand here. Because of COVID, it obviously changed, and you're in a multitude of industries. So you felt this from 9 Ways from Sunday.
Yeah.
How did it affect you?
Yeah.
How did it affect you financially? I'd say for the businesses because they had to make the adjustment.
Yep.
But also how did it affect you mentally and how you now look at business going forward?
Learned a lot. Okay. So COVID hits. Everybody's like, what the hell are we going to do now? Okay. People were scared. Guys, this is what it's about being set up. I'm very blessed. I have residual income from that network marketing team that people told me would never work. Okay. I didn't listen to them, but I was good. You know what I mean? I was okay. I felt bad. A lot of my friends lost their companies. A lot of my friends closed down. It's crazy that you never would think that the carpet would get ripped from out underneath you. And in 2 seconds, your life changes. I'm not saying sit here and sit in your basement and wait for the world to end, because you just got to be prepared for life. So life hits. We're just kind of chilling, just figuring out when are we going to be able to do stuff again. And then I look around and I see different ways. You ready? It's called adjusting to what happened. So I'm gonna back up to when I was 12, right? I have my paper route and I built it up huge, real big, 250 plus papers. Well, I'm 3'4", 60 pounds. I can't carry them. So I wanted to quit, right? I wanted to quit. So I said, screw this. I'm too little. I had every excuse under the sun on why I don't have to do this. But I said, I will never get my horse if I quit my paper route. So what I did was I bought a golf cart. Okay. I adjusted to this situation. I said, if I buy a golf cart, I can carry them all and it will be a solution to my problem. the point of the story was it was phenomenal. The golf cart was amazing. I bought it. My clients loved it. They said, this is genius. Fast forward now, if you didn't adjust during COVID, then you're out. I look at photographers, man, back in the day, like photographers who said, I'm screwed. Nobody's doing weddings or photo shoots. They would drive around to people's houses and take portraits. Portraits, they were called, Porch. Freaking genius. Food, delivery, like all this stuff, leave it outside. And I hate it, dude. I hate all this stuff, man, going on. But you got to adjust to the situation. So we're sitting back there last year, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to be off for a couple weeks or a couple months, And we just kind of sat and waited and then just kind of figured it out. You got to have a solution. Again, I talk to people that are also entrepreneurs. Surround yourself with people that want to see you succeed. So I said, what are you doing these days? What are you doing these days? And I would just take little nuggets from everybody, man. And I would just ask them, what's working for you? And they said, hey, now we're doing mobile. Now we're doing this. Now we're doing that. Genius, So I'm very thankful, bro. My businesses weren't really at a corporation kind of thing, where I had to worry about that stuff. But I'm friends with a lot of people that had to, and they just had to adjust, and they had to lay off people, which is a sin. And fast forward now, and I'm going to talk smack right now. People are so freaking lazy because of COVID. They're getting more money now than they did at their jobs, and nobody's wanting to freaking work anymore.
Yeah.
Well, wait till that goes away. You're screwed. You are freaking screwed when that goes away. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I feel like, a lot of people need to take more responsibility than ever before for their lives.
They have to.
100%.
Love that. Responsibility.
And so last quick question for you, and then we're going to dive into a bunch more stuff. I know that you got, little Alex now.
Yeah.
How, because again, listen, you inspire me all day long, man. And I love what you've built for yourself and for your family. I love the energy. How has having now a child change, how has that changed things? And more importantly, what are you doing and what are you planning on doing to make sure your daughter's got a sick success mindset? Because I'm trying to, this is me taking notes right now.
Take them, man. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready, man. It's funny. I'm so blessed, dude. I'll be 40 this year. I'm very thankful personally that I waited this long because I met the right person. And, we're having fun. I will admit, I'm going to admit, all you parents out there, the first year was a lot of fun with Alex, but it was stressful, man. You're in charge of a human being. It's your job to make sure you don't screw up, right? So every day, it's funny. I'm like, I just want to hold her all day and say, I don't want the world to freaking go near her because I'll end up going to jail. You know what I mean? So, all last year, I had to adjust as an entrepreneur, man, because again, I have a lot of freedom. I'm very blessed. I'm a stay-at-home dad. But at the end of the day, you have to adjust to the situation of it's not the same anymore. Fast forward now, Alex is 21 months old, man. And she's she's a little human being, like my little sidekick. And she's so funny. I posted a video the other day on my Facebook. You guys can see she on this phone, like this YouTube stuff. I'll say this, we don't let her watch like a lot of TV. We want her to, we read to her a lot and read with her and stuff like that because we want to start her young. But YouTube is an amazing tool, man, to teach these kids how to do great things. It's really cool. You can go on there and without you knowing what they're saying, you're learning. At the end of the day, she's doing stuff. I'm like, where the hell did she learn that? And it's YouTube and stuff. So
like what specifically?
I'll tell you right now, the most genius, these little kids, and believe me, I want her to be a YouTube star, right? These little kids like Wendy Pretend Play, it's called. My buddy Ryan, he has his daughter, and he's like, yeah, Wendy Pretend Play. She has like 90 million followers on YouTube, and they just play with stuff all day. But as they're playing, they're doing shapes and colors and this. And I go, oh my God, this is freaking genius, right? Because I'm reading the business end of it. And she's worth like $100 million and she's 7 years old, right? And then you got like the little Ryan's toys. He took a brand. Guys, let me tell you, let me make this a point of success, right? Alex watches YouTube, okay? They're teaching her how to become successful in shapes and colors and that kind of stuff, right? It's a business they're doing. They're sitting there. It started out as a hobby, right? But it's a business. And you know how hard YouTube is to become a business person on YouTube? It's 24 hours a day. Your life is YouTube, right? So they built that and they're scaling it and they're scaling their brand, right? So I tell people all the time, if you want to become successful in something, you need to literally start a brand yourself. Like I was mentoring a young girl who wanted to start a dance company, right? During COVID. Like she wanted to open her own dance studio. And I said, you know what you need to do now? You need to go online on Facebook Live every day or every couple of days and do a dance hour with so-and-so. I'm not going to say that. A dance hour with so-and-so. You build up, you get a presence in the world, right? And then boom, when you're ready to start your business, your studio, you'll have people flying in from all over the world to come dance with you, you know? So now every day we're setting her up, man. So we're surrounding ourselves with good people. And I'll be cocky. That means her mother and I. We're surrounding ourselves with good people that want to see her be a successful person, right? And we're reading to her, reading good books. You know what I mean? We're getting her brain work, and we're taking her outside a lot. You know, we're taking her out and enjoying nature. And I don't care how successful she becomes money-wise. I want her success to be happiness, bro. That's it. I want her to learn that whatever you do in life, give it your all. And if you don't give it your all, it wasn't a priority at the end. You know, it wasn't a priority for you, and you really didn't want it in the first place. So when she's growing up now, man, you know, I'm going to teach her how to do stuff that I did back when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like maybe not paper route anymore. I don't think they have freaking papers anymore. But I do want her to start her own company, whatever she wants to do, though. I want to make sure it's up to her, man. But I'll tell you, life, I wouldn't want my life to be any different. You know, when you're a first parent, first-time parent, it's scary, but I wouldn't change it for the world, man. I'm excited.
No, I love it. I love that, man, so much. All right, look, I'm going into rapid fire questions.
Let's do it.
All right, so James, if you had to start over today, you had to restart today with zero.
Yeah.
No money.
Yep.
No connections.
Yep.
What are your first 3 moves? What are your first 3 steps to rebuild everything?
What do I want? All right, so no connections, no nothing. What do I want? I got to come up with a goal. So the first step is set the goal, come up with the game plan, and now you got to execute. So the first step is set the goal, come up with the game plan. The second one is make connections. Bro, this is the problem. People go, oh, well, I did this and this. Why aren't people coming to me? No, you have to go get them. Come on, go build a network. I say this because I do this. Any area that I go into, I'll build a network in 5 minutes. Let me give you guys a little success tip here. How do you build a network? Well, you go into an area that you want to do business in. You say, hi, so-and-so, nice to meet you. That's called human-to-human interaction. We don't do that anymore, right? So you say, hi, I'm so-and-so. What do you do for a living? Meaning you, not about me. It's about you first. Listen to them. Then at the end, that person might say, what do you do, Henry? And now you're having what's called a conversation, which people don't do anymore. So then you say, what's a good referral for you? Great. Let me introduce you to my new buddy over here. Hang on. I have to go meet that person first because I haven't built a network yet. Hey, so-and-so, what do you do? Great. You be a good connection for my buddy Brandon, Henry. So we connect you to, and now I have what's called a network, right? Now, I didn't give you business. I gave you someone that might be able to produce business in the future for you with reciprocation. And then at the end, dude, is just make it happen. Take action. So the number 1 is set the goal, get the game plan going. Number 2 is learn how to build a network, okay? Number 3 is get up every waking second and never, ever, ever give it less than 100%. You have to, or else you're done, or else you're out. Because guess what? It's very easy to become very lazy when you have nothing, when you're zero.
Yep.
But your back's against the wall. Like you look in the mirror every day, right? And say, and that's great. Guys, wake up, splash the water in your face and say, I am the best. I'm going to do this. I believe in myself. And when you do that, your mindset will not let you quit. But when you get in the zone, bro, when you get in the zone, you just freaking never, ever give up, bro.
I love that so much. Again, focus, build a goal, set a game plan to achieve it. Number 2 is build a network and get connections ASAP. And number 3 is take massive levels of action. I love that short, simple, straight to the freaking point.
Yeah, man.
Next one. This is gonna be a powerful one. I'm interested to hear this one. Okay, if today was your last day and you had this very moment to give some solid advice to your now newborn, your wife, your future family, and those around you, what would that piece of advice be?
God, I hope I did good, man. I would flat out say, advice is this, be happy, flat out. I don't care about, believe me, money makes happiness. It does because it buys nice things. But I'll tell you right now, do what you love. Do what you love. You're going to die one day. Understand that. The last day is going to come, and it's going to be your last day on earth. If you're miserable right now where you are, change it. If you say, I can't because I'm broke, you're broke anyway. Go be broke doing something you love, okay, if you're broke already. But my number 1 advice to everybody is find your passion and create a business out of it, or maybe make it a hobby, maybe monetarily. But don't hate what you do. Don't hate your life. Don't be miserable. And here's another thing I want to tell people. Stop being so freaking negative, man. Stop being – you're poison. If you're negative, you're poison to the rest of the world. Smile. Say, how are you doing? Say, I believe in you. Say, praise people for doing good. So my final advice to my daughter, everybody around me, be happy, find your passion, and spend every day going after it.
Boom.
Boom.
I love
Where's
that,
little
man.
flames? Little flames.
we'll make the flames come down.
Come on.
Wow, I'm loving this. Okay, next. what would be the one thing you'd say to somebody who's an entrepreneur or a salesperson right now and they're freaking struggling? They're struggling financially, they're struggling mentally.
Love it.
And they're just trying to find their way. What's one piece of advice?
I already said it. Build your brand. So here's the deal. I tell people car dealerships pay me to come in and take their sales to the next level, right? Real estate companies take me in or pay me to come in and take their sales to the next level. When I walk in, and this is being cocky as crazy because I want you to be confident and cocky. I walk in and I say, who's the number one salesperson in here? He would raise his hand because he is. I say this with love. I will blow you away my first month. And you'll go, oh, I'll say, you know why? Because I want it more than you do. And here's what you do. If you're struggling right now, good, I'm proud of you because you obviously haven't figured it out yet. What you're going to do is become your brand. If you're a car salesperson, okay? If you're a car salesperson, take this advice. Now, you can take this with any business, but I'll specific to cars because that's my industry. I want you, if you're selling Hondas, you are now Mr. or Mrs. Honda. Brand yourself, do Facebook Live videos, go around every car on your lot and do tutorial testimony or videos so you can teach people about the new product. When you're out and about, if you see somebody driving a foreign car, a Japanese car, you say, hey, I'm the number one Honda salesperson in the world. No, you're not. Well, they don't have to know that. They don't have to know that. So you say, when you're ready to trade in your car, I'll give you top dollar and I'll give you the best deal. I want to earn your business. Take action. Back in the day, I had a detail company, a mobile detail company, okay? I had 300 clients my first 12 months in business. You want to know how I did that? I have my trailer. I have my truck. You got to be careful doing that because people will shoot you. But I'm at a red light and I see a freaking Maserati next to me or a high-end car, and I'd knock on their window and say, hi, I will come to your house and make this car beautiful. My name's James Levins. Remember me. And they would call me. So what you need to do is take action. If you're struggling, you got to flip something. You got to go out there, become your brand, build your network, like I said a minute ago. And everywhere you go, you have to be selling your Hondas, selling anything that you have right now, but specifically in the car business. I tell people all the time, build your brand.
I heard you say, how bad do you want it?
That's it.
That triggered me.
Drive.
That triggered me so much. I was like, here's the thing. For all of you listening here today, I want you to say that out loud. How bad do I want it?
Yeah.
Because you're looking at these successful people. You're reading about these successful people. You look on TV at these successful people and you go, why not me? It's because they want it more than you.
Yep.
They are willing to make every bit of sacrifices that they need to make in order to achieve their goals and dreams. And you're wondering, why not you? It's because they want it so freaking bad, they're willing to die for it. And I just feel the exact same way about everything in my life. If I want, I'm going to either make it or I'm going to die trying. Right? Man, I'm getting so freaking, I'm about to run through this wall behind us. All right. Last rapid fire question. Then we're going to go to some Q&A with everybody here.
Yeah.
If there was one skill or one habit that you have or are working on right now that you have felt that has been like the biggest game changer in your business, what would that be?
One skill
or habit?
Confidence, bro. Confidence. You know, I tell people, belief, right? Belief. A habit is this. Every day I wake up and say, I'm thankful. I woke up today. I'm thankful. People take that for granted, okay? That's number one. But number two is confidence, belief in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to buy your product off you. If you woke up and say, hi, I'm selling this thing. I really think you should buy it. It's pretty good. They're going to go, nope, I'm good, thanks. But if you walk up and say, hey, you don't have this yet? Are you freaking crazy? Oh my God, let's go. Get your credit card out. You have to believe in yourself, believe in your product, and you will be unstoppable, man. I'm telling you, that's the issue with people. And you don't have to be a crazy maniac like we are. You have to be confident in your own way. If it's being a quiet person, an introvert, but being a great person and just saying, hey, I can provide value for your company or whatever you're selling, that's great too. That's equivalent to us being crazy. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own way, but you must believe in yourself and have your own brand of confidence.
I love that so much. And again, listen, if you're not going to believe in you, who is?
That's it.
Who is? You need to be your biggest supporter, your biggest cheerleader, right? Like in those darkest moments, it's you against you, baby.
Yep, every time.
It's me against the man in the freaking mirror, right? I love that.
Michael Jackson, man. That's it. Oh, man.
All right, listen, I heard you say talking about a product that you love. What the heck is InPhone?
InPhone?
Yeah, you keep talking about it. What the heck is InPhone?
InPhone's the greatest thing you're ever going to see in your life, bro.
Tell me about it.
Confidence. You hear that?
I love it.
InPhone's
I'm already intrigued.
InPhone is a freaking game changer like you've never seen before in your life. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you why InPhone found me. Okay, it found me. I get a call last March from my buddy. He's like, hey, man, my buddy's got a cool product, and can you get him into some car dealerships? I said, yeah, absolutely. Whatever you need. I did a Zoom with him. And I saw this InPhone product. One guy named Ron Sullivan, my partner, I love that guy. I've never met him in my life, but he's my partner in business. And we're going to grow a monster
Everything
company.
over Zoom.
Everything over Zoom. I've never met him. I can't wait to meet him in person. I'm going to give him a big hug, Ron, if you're watching. So he said, this is my product. And then I took it to everybody. I said, real estate people, trucking, everybody I know. I said, what do you think of this? They go, how do I get it? I want it. Where have you been in life where people say, I want that? Not, well, I already have one or this, that. Nobody has it. So I said, wow. I called Ron. I said, I need to own this. I need to be with you, buddy. I need to be your partner. Long story short, it's a marriage made in heaven. He developed the product. And this is why InPhone is so successful. InPhone is a digital platform, okay, web-based, not an app, but it gives everybody a one-touch way of how to get a hold of you. It looks like a little app on your phone. It's called a favicon. And you could be your face. You have one. It could be your face, your logo, anything. You put it on people's smartphones or save it in their contacts. They click it, and it tells your story. Who are you? What service or product do you offer? What's your credibility like? That's huge now. Reviews, leave a review, social media following. Most important is, how do I get a hold of you at the click of a button? You want to know why we're successful at InPhone? Because this doesn't work anymore. This is called a paper business card. I used to go to networking groups with thousands of these and say, I'm James Levins, let's do business. I'm James Levins, let's do business. And you know what they would do with this?
Throw it away.
They'd lose it or throw it away. And now they have COVID all over them, right? That's people don't want to touch anything anymore, right? So I call ours the contactless business card. So I used to hand these out. No more. They're out. Throw them in the garbage because that's where they belong. InPhone, I walk up, I have my phone, you scan a QR code, or I send it to you through text. You open it, and now if you want to call me, guess what you do? You press call me. If you want to email me, you press email me. If you want to visit your website, see your social media, your YouTube. But my favorite part about it is network. Your network is your net worth. What does that say, bro? Your network is your net worth. I've had it on my card for 10 years now. If you don't have a network, you're broke. So here's what I did. We took the entire mindset of brand of network is your net worth, and we put it in InPhone. Imagine this as a real estate agent. Imagine you having your business card, so to speak, your InPhone. And when you hand it to somebody, you say, here, whatever you need, click my A-Team referral tab. And when you click that, it brings up everybody's InPhones. Your plumber, your dog groomer, your roofer, your cleaning person, everybody. And when you click on them, it tells their story through their InPhone. But here's the best part. It's called everybody helping each other create success, right? When I hand my InPhone out, I don't just hand out my information. I hand out 50 of my network's information. So if everybody just hands out one InPhone business card per day for 30 days, and you got 50 people on your network, you are now on over 1,500 smartphones as the real estate agent, as whatever you are. We also have our own video chat platform. Like if you have an Android and I have an iPhone, we can't FaceTime. You got to download an app or go to Messenger. Now, go to my InPhone, click video conference, and in 2 seconds, we're video chatting. We have so much cool stuff going on InPhone, and it's so freaking cheap. It's so cheap. If you're in business, you got to get an InPhone and it's InPhone, INPHONE.
We'll make sure we put all the information down below.
Get one.
We'll get you in it. Listen, I'm a supporter of it. I have it.
He's got one.
Listen, for a long time in my life when I was just starting the network, right? We all fell into the same trap of handing out business cards. And I assure you, and I make the same joke every single time with people. Before I even got InPhone, I would actually tell my staff and the salespeople I'd be training, like, listen, because they would always BS it, like, oh, I need business cards to go do business. Like, listen, I would even pretend like I lost all my business cards just so I can get their cell phone number so I could follow up with them. And then I'd be like, oh, by the way, I actually just found an extra business card. Here you go. But with InPhone, it's just that next level for networking. So it's an absolute game changer. Speaking of game changers, what the heck does your shirt mean?
My shirt? Oh, be the best you, baby. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see the camera?
We'll get that on camera.
Get it on camera, man. Be the best you. It is what it says. Be the best you. You know, it's funny, man. Be the best you came about. I love my passion is to help kids, man. You know, today's youth, they need help. They need a lot of help, man. You know, there's not a lot of good there's a lot of good role models out there, but there's certain ones that don't have good role models. And you know what? I was living proof of don't ever give up, surround yourself with cool people, and cool things could happen. So the same high school where everybody told me I'd be a freaking loser all my life, they reached out to me in 2019 and asked me, they followed my journey for 20 years, man. And they asked me to be the keynote speaker at the year-end assembly with hopes to inspire the kids on how to become successful. Okay. So it's pretty cool. Remember this, guys and girls, what you do today can and will affect you in the next 10, 20, 30 years in your life. It will. So be careful what options you choose. So I went to this school. I was so excited when they said, would you be the keynote speaker? I said, absolutely. I go there, I speak in front of the whole school, with the whole school, and I talked about everything. I'm not the guy that sits in front of the room and straightens my tie and goes, all right, kids, let's go to school. Let's go to college is great if it's for you. I love that. Everybody go to college. I'm proud of you. Just don't waste your freaking time or money. If you're going to sit there and smoke weed, drink beer, and screw off, don't waste your money or your parents' money. Find something that you appreciate. So I went to this school and I gave it raw, bro. I went crazy. I talked about drugs. I talked about bullying. I talked about money. I talked about success, everything. And I was not expecting this. At the end, this is pre-COVID because I could do this without getting my stones busted here. I stood in the back of the room and I high-fived all 600 kids. And I said, you're awesome. Actually, it was more like this because they're so freaking tall these days, bro. I said, you're awesome. You're amazing. You're the best. You're a rock star. And I told them what they were to me, right? I believed in every one of those kids. And afterwards, and I went on Instagram, right, the next day, and I don't know how to do the message thing on Instagram. I had other messages. I had like 56 messages from kids going, they call me Mr. Levins. I'm like, my dad's Mr. Levins, right? They go, Mr. Levins, because of your speech yesterday, I now realize that I do have a purpose in life. Brought tears in my eyes, man. I do realize that I do matter. I do realize that these kids that are bullying me, they don't have what I want. So why would I let them ruin my life of me sitting in my freaking room all day? So that day changed my life, man. It was amazing because then I said, you know what? This has to be heard around the world. So it came the Be the Best You movement, man. I said, Be the Best You stands for exactly what it means. Become the best version of yourself and believe in yourself, right? And then by default, I want you to flip it and share it with the world so we make the world a positive place. So what we do is we're different than everybody. What we do at the Be the Best You movement is I go and talk, with all the kids and all the sports leagues and stuff. And at the end, prior to me going there, I have the 4 grades pick one person in their class, in their grade, that inspires them the most, they look up to, a shoulder to cry on, they're positive. So one student from each grade is chosen. Not the parents, not the coaches, not the teachers. The kids pick their peers. At the end, I talk about the movement and why I created it. And then I say, these 4 people up here are the inspiration of this school. You were chosen by your peers on what the Be the Best Human is all about. And on behalf of us, I want to say thank you for being awesome. And here's a bunch of money. And I give them anywhere, I give them $100, give them $1,000 each, whatever we have. And it's not about the money. I'm giving it to them. And people say, oh, you should pay for their college. You know what? Let them do whatever they want for it legally, right? Obviously, don't be stupid with money, kids. But I tell people, it's not about the money. It's about if you just are an awesome human being in general and do great for others and be a positive influence, guess what? By default, cool stuff just might happen to you. So that's why I give you money. You do whatever you want to do with it. And we sell T-shirts and bracelets. And we raise money and give it to the kids. And prior to freaking COVID, I had 22 schools lined up, man. And then it crushed me. And I had to change to Zoom. And Zoom sucks as far as this goes because I can't be passionate with the kids. And don't worry, once we're allowed to, I'm going to go back to every school across the country. If you're a teacher or a principal or anybody in sports and you want me to come to your school, let's talk. My contact information will be there. I can't wait to talk to your people.
I love it. We'll have everything down below. How do I help you? How do I support that? How do I help support that?
You can literally just share the word, dude. You can buy a T-shirt if you want. It all goes to the good cause, man, for the kids. And just being all. Here's how you support it. Be a freaking awesome person. Go mentor somebody. Whatever you're in right now, whatever industry you're in right now, find a young. I do like 9th grade up until maybe 1st or 2nd year in college. Okay, I don't want to mentor the really young kids because they're not developed yet in their brain. They might not know what they want to do, right? So freshmen up, if whatever trait you're in, whatever industry you're in, go find a young youth today, a young person, boy or girl, and just say, hey, I can mentor you for free. I can give you knowledge. So that'd be pretty cool, man. Do that for me.
Mike, you got it, man.
Man.
I love it. I love it.
Kid.
All right, this is the last part of the podcast here for today. For everybody who's listening live, and we got a big Zoom call here with a bunch of people on it. I'm going to let everybody do some private Q&A. I got a bunch of questions that are being asked. If you're on the Facebook Live, if you're on the Zoom call, this is your time to ask your questions. So make sure you can type them down below, and I got a bunch already written out that I'm going to be asking you as well.
But before you say that, I want to do this too. Because you are the best version of yourself and you share so much positivity, bro. I brought you a little gift today, man.
Oh, thanks. I got a shirt.
So take a look at this, guys. Be the best you. Because you know what? You need to surround yourself with people like Henry, okay? And Brandon and Keith. These guys are unbelievable. They're spreading positivity. They want you to become successful, not only monetarily, but I'm talking about happiness and in life, bro. And I appreciate you for that.
I appreciate your back, man.
Let's do it. Q&A. Come on.
All right, let's rock and roll. So they're coming in super quick here. So one of them is here. If you were a realtor, what would be one thing that you'd be doing to exponentially grow your business besides get info?
Yeah, get info. Number one. Guys, you got to build a network. I'm going to give you a little, I charge a lot of money for this, okay? But I'm going to give you a little tidbit on how to become a successful real estate agent. You need to build a network. Now, I don't care if you do this. This is my personal opinion. Stop sending letters in the mail to people. Stop doing 9 out of 10, throw them away. You need to go and find somebody that you can build a network with. So I'm going to give you a tip here. Whenever I teach real estate seminars, people say, I say, raise your hand right now and tell me what a good referral will be for you. Everybody goes like this. Somebody looking to buy a house or sell a house. You know what my answer is? No shit, right? I say, of course, that's what you want, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. What about a hairstylist who has 50 people a week in their chair that literally they become Dr. Phil and the people tell them all their problems? I'm going through a divorce. We got to sell the freaking house. Is that a good referral for you? The hairstylist that says, call my friend Henry. He's the best, before it even goes near the market. Then you take that hairstylist and you link them up with a nail tech. And then you take that nail tech. If you're in real estate, you go find your pool person, your plumber, your cleaning person, your dog groomer, everybody. You build your own network. And here's the deal. I'm not saying you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. But over time, if you give your pool cleaner 7,000 freaking people to do business with and they give you nothing, guess what you're going to do?
Find another one.
You're going to find another pool cleaner. So guys, number one advice is build a warm market referral network. And what you're doing, my job every day on my info, my A team, my job every day, I wake up and I go, how can I make this person successful today? And I call Henry and say, hey, do you need your car detailed? Boom. Do you need this done? Boom. And then guys, just build your network and watch what happens.
And by the way, I want you to understand that is exactly how I built my business.
And look at them, freaking 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure. God, I love this.
Listen, and the craziest part is it's whatever, a lot of these people want to focus on these, this one thing that's going to be a life-changing thing.
Yeah.
And building a warm referral network of people who know you, like you, trust you, know how to refer you some business, and that you constantly are funding business to. I'm telling you, not only is that just simple.
Yep.
It's free.
Yep.
And it freaking works like no tomorrow.
Yep.
But I also feel like I don't work because I just get to hang out with some awesome people, like-minded people. And I get to, love on and hang with people that I love every single day. How is that hard work?
It's called because you love what you do.
Absolutely.
Because it's your passion.
Absolutely.
And you're following it. Guys, take notes. Girls, take notes.
Next question. How are you, or do you, or would you network in today's environment?
Same thing. Again, I know people don't want to go near each other, but Zoom, as much as I hate being on Zoom with the kids and stuff.
Hey, they're opening things up, by the way, here in Jersey.
Oh, good. God, good. They need to go over to Pennsylvania and smack somebody and wake them up, man. Unbelievable. Or we all need to move to Florida, right?
There we go. Well,
Texas.
Everyone down here, join us.
Yeah, seriously. Come on. All right. So here's what you do. You pick up the phone, okay? You still have a phone, and you call and say, hi, Henry, my name's James Levins. How you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Great. I'm phenomenal. Thanks. I see you're a very successful real estate agent in New Jersey. Congratulations on all your success. See, what I'm doing is I'm praising him because he is successful. Even if he sold one house in his career so far, he's still successful because guess what? There are people that sold 0 houses in their career. Henry, how you doing, man? Great to hear from you. My name's James Levins. I was wondering, do you like to network? If he says no, he's a shitty business person. You should hang up right away and don't ever do business with him because that would be a stupid answer. So I would say, Henry, do you like to network? Great, absolutely, man. Great. I'm in the car business, bro. I would love to, sit down and have a coffee. Oh, it's okay. We can do a Zoom instead if you're this and that. So I would reach out to different people that can honestly give you business in the future. So if you're sitting right now, how to build a network, pick up the phone and say, what is a good partner for me? Again, if you're in real estate, a pool cleaner, a mortgage broker, a title person, an inspector, a real estate attorney are phenomenal networkers too. Just build a network and reach out and say, now here's the difference. They're going to say, I already have a title person. I ask people all the time, and I don't care. I'm open book here. If you belong to a company and you have that title person in the company, I go, how much money have they given? How many leads have they given you? Well, none. I'm like, why are you using them? Because they're in the office. Well, go find somebody out of the office that can give you 20 deals a year. That's good. It's called building a relationship. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Reach out and call somebody, guys. That's how you build a network.
I'm loving this. All right. Last one. Back to being a father.
Yeah.
What is one piece of advice that you could be giving somebody who's looking to just make sure they do it right They just had a baby or they're about to have
Yeah.
a baby. They're an entrepreneur. They're killing it. I mean, maybe they don't have the money to be the stay-at-home dad,
It's okay.
and they really want to not only, have a life for their child that they aspire to, just like you do.
Yep.
They want to make sure that they do it right in every aspect. He's still making money. What are you telling them?
Make time for your kid. Make time. And I will say this. Alyssa and I, we're very active people. We're always on the go and we're on our phones and that kind of stuff. And I'll say it. She busts my stones all the time. And she's right. She's right. You got to make time for your kid. I'm very blessed that, when I was in the car business buying and selling all them cars, man, I didn't want any kids because I said, I'll never see them. I see car salespeople that say, I haven't seen my daughter's soccer game since she was 5 and she's 39. Sacrifice, okay? I'm very blessed that I never missed an appointment when Alyssa was pregnant, ultrasound, all that kind of stuff. I was there when obviously we had baby Alex. I've been there since day one. Now, if you're working a full-time job, I'm proud of you because you are sacrificing for your child, but make time for them. Spend the weekend, spend Sunday night, everything. Just be around them. And don't be a bad person, man. Don't be. Now, remember this. If you're smoking cigarettes, if you're doing drugs, if you're doing all that kind of stuff, that's what your kid's going to do because you're the role model. This is why I love, and I say this with confidence and happiness because I love inspiring these kids. They look up to me more than their parents because their parents are addicts. And that's fine if you're getting help. But if you don't want help at all, you're selfish, okay? But what I'm saying is you are the role model for your child. So whatever you don't want your child to do, you shouldn't do that either. So today, in this day and age, it's very easy to get off guard. It's very easy to do a stupid thing. Don't make mistakes. And if you do, keep them quiet from your child. But you are the role model. So whatever you want, whatever the outcome you want for your child, you have to mirror that man in the mirror.
Man, I'm getting goosebumps right now. This is amazing.
You're ready to go have a kid.
All right, listen, for everyone there watching today, we're gonna quickly sign out for you and everyone there watching. I really do appreciate you guys listening. And listen, this podcast, is as much for me as it is for you. I'm taking notes here, and I know that I have to go out there and try to be the best me. Go out there and be the best you that you can be. And listen, like we said at the very, very beginning, knowledge, right, and wisdom without implementation is just entertainment or the start of delusion. If you do nothing with the information that we gave you today, we dropped a lot of bombs. We spit a lot of fire here today, James. If they do nothing with this, they will be in the same place year after year after year. And I'm telling you, listen, nothing has helped me more than my consistency and my massive levels of action each and every single day to make sure I go out there and get it. So listen, thank you so much, guys, for listening to the episode 2 of the Step 1 podcast, where again, listen, we're trying to help you take the first step or your next step in business and in life. Other than that, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Peace.